So this one's going to be a little bit more of a sit and chat video rather than the educational video that I've been doing for the past few months. And it's not really going to be a sewing project, it's going to be talking about the 1940s white mage concept as a whole, and roughly where we are with that and what's going on. Because there have been a couple roadblocks that have happened within the last month or two. Now, for those of you who are new with the channel, what the 1940s white mage is it's an exploration of what it was like for support or home-based people during the era of World War II in the United States. So it's for people who may have had limited access to the military or may not have been involved with the military, may have been more of a home front thing, and then eventually joined. I did allude early on to the concept of doing a military uniform eventually, or some variation thereof, of a World War II WAC uniform. Due to things we're going to get into, that may need to be put on the back burner for now. But for now, this is just going to be me ranting about my current experience doing the project. Because stuff has happened. So let's talk about the stuff that we've all been kind of experiencing. And I'm going to use as neutral language as I can here, just to keep my frustrations on an even keel. This was a heck of a time to choose a 1940s project. Now, as I alluded to in my initial introductory video about it, this project was developed well before November or anything specific happened. That doesn't make the timing any more or less ironic, honestly. It just kind of adds a point a little bit sharper of an edge to my words regarding it. Because now my real world frustrations are leaking into my research project. Which a big chunk of that is a recent thing that happened where more and more pages regarding World War II and the United States' part in it are being taken off of the government websites and all of the other verified sources that I use that are related to the government. Which has been a frustrating experience trying to track those down again, because I had them all tabbed and everything, so that's been an experience. And it's just tying back to a long series of events during this period of information being deleted, destroyed, otherwise disappeared, never to be found again during the era of which I am researching. So that's been a challenge. On the material production aspect of it, finances to do this project on a larger scale, or scale it has slowly grown into, have dried up to a certain point, and I've had to get creative with what I do have, which narratively and thematically is appropriate to doing a rationing era 1940s costume, especially because the fabric supplier I most commonly work with, because I can actually touch and manipulate the fabric before deciding to actually purchase it without purchasing a swatch, has gone bankrupt and decided to close all of its stores. So it has required me to change my project substantially. For those of you who've been here since the beginning, you're aware of me changing it from a pantsuit to a skirt suit for the time being, specifically because of that. Now, I'm very proud of how the skirt suit's coming out, but it wasn't part of the initial vision. But it was a decision made based on the fact that the fabric I had available was my most expensive fabric, and I couldn't afford fabric waste at this point in time, and had to be able to use as much of it as humanly possible while still having more usable pieces. Which is coming out nicely. I'm You can't see it. I keep looking at it, but you can't see it. That's what I've been working on. There's also the mental health aspect of seeing this time period and researching this specific time period and seeing what's going on and seeing it impact more and more and more people I personally care about. Injustices aside, because fucking ethics and morality issue will overwhelm me if we think of it on the proper scale that it should be on. But seeing it hit closer and closer to home, knowing full well that this was going to happen the minute we heard about it, makes this project hard to do on a psychological level. But also, this project has been immensely cathartic for being what it is. It has given me a chance to connect with people and to talk about what's going on and to give some context for what's going on without directly speaking on the specifics of what is going on right now, because the historical political system I understand to a degree. The current political system has stopped making sense to me a while ago, probably about 3 months ago at this point. It's what I've been working on. And this video is entirely self-indulgent. If you've watched this far, congrats. But this is entirely just me venting my own anger, my own frustrations, with a very specific, very niche part of the situation that I am currently directly dealing with. And it's thematically funny. It's darkly comedic because I started this project before current events, saying, oh, well, I'm going to talk about what it was like to be a support person on the home front during a really dark and terrible time in our history, to kind of give context to that history through a role-playing game lens, because that's something I have experience with. Those are two things I have a lot of experience with, coupled with a physical project that I also have experience with. And what has happened instead is I'm having current events made manifest. I'm having to moderate my comments so much more than I normally had to, because of the hateful shit I keep seeing on there. And the thing is, it's not that it's hateful towards me directly, it's just generally vile. And I keep having to keep an eye out for specific things, specific demographics of people who are the most prone to this sort of behavior. And I keep having to curb how I talk in my content, which is partially why I'm talking the way I am in this video right now, specifically so those people won't feel compelled to join. I have to watch my tags. I can't just generally tag World War II history because they love to pop up in there because they have a weird fetishism for this time period, and no amount of emphatically saying, I am not here for you, makes them go away. If anything, it encourages them, because I'm a woman talking about World War II history. But again, this video was just me venting my frustrations regarding this specific creative project I have decided to take on for myself. Thank you for staying till the end. Have a good day.